everybody, this is Jane from Willow Blue Vintage, and today I'm showing you my September journal for the Graphics Fairy design team. So I've created a very rustic looking journal with a nature theme. I've called it Wayside Wanderer, and it sort of brings in the different things that you'd see as you wandered along a country lane, so ferns and different leaves, birds' nests, that sort of thing. So it's card cover, got some hand printed papers there, some old papers, and a favourite of mine which is from the Delicate End papers. And then we've got a print of a Instant Ancestors photograph there, which I've painted out and added some wax onto, and some stitch and some silk, a piece of old cross-stitch embroidery. And the background is one of the antique India prints in the green sort of colourway. And then I printed onto tissue paper some of the pressed fern prints from the pressed fern bundle. And because they're on tissue, you can sort of see the background behind them. And then it's all attached, or rather fastened, with this button. It's one of those old kind of laundry buttons, the linen ones, that I stitched. And I made... I don't know what you call it actually, when you make like a distance between the paper and the button so that you can wrap things around it. And then so this silk wraps around the button to act as a closure. Whoops, like that. Okay. So inside it's made really of lots of different old papers, book pages, handwritten bits of ephemera, different weights, some rice paper, tissue paper, all different sort of textures to give interest. So starting at the beginning, I've got a print there of some leaves that I did onto tissue paper using a jelly print, and that's from the Sage Meadows. In the printables in the Sage Meadow bundle, got lots of postage stamps, that was just one of those. And this lovely card of identification for ferns is from the camping trip bundle that I've put onto card, and then I put some encaustic wax over it and sort of distressed it, so it's got this lovely old appearance. And this is an old book page. I've put some dried hydrangea petals onto it, and it's all stitched into the spine, but I've also added some of this washi tape. So I used quite a bit of this throughout the journal this time. If you look at the printable section and just use the filters to find washi tape, there's all sorts of different designs. And as it says on here, you print it onto a full sheet label. So this whole sheet is this adhesive paper, and then you just cut out the strips to make washi paper. And there's some really gorgeous kind of muted colours. There's also brighter ones, but I really like these muted colours, kind of natural and pale greens and blues. So I've used different ones of those throughout the journal this time. Okay, and another thing that I've done throughout this journal to sort of bring continuity is use these same colours. So this was a printable from the Sage Meadow bundle, and it comes in these two different colours. So I printed those out onto rice paper, and I've just sort of put snippets of it throughout the journal, so that it kind of brings all of these colours together. This is from the Instant Ancestors bundle. Put it onto card, again sort of painted onto it, waxed onto it, stenciled and aged it. And I've put some clips just from it's from an antique prayer book, different words that I've sort of just popped throughout the book. A bit of old ledger paper here. This is one of the prints from the antique India patterns that I printed onto tissue. So no, that's onto rice paper. Stitched some bits onto it. There's a leaf print done on my jelly press. That's a postcard from the free part of the website. I think I either put birds in or nature, something like that, and found that old postcard. And here I've put this sort of fungus identification image from the, I think that one's from the Woodland Wonders. On the write-up that I've done for this, for the blog, I've put all the links to the different bundles that I've used, so you can see them all there. This is one of the delicate end papers that I printed on some tracing paper. Comes out with a really nice texture. A sketch of some seed heads, bits of ephemera that I've stuck on, some old ledger paper. This is from a very old ledger. It fell off the top of the spine. It's about 150 years old, just a little bit of leather that I've put as a little sort of tab there. Some more of that delicate end paper printed on tracing paper. It acts like one of those sort of protective sheets that you used to get in old photograph albums. So I've put it over this. This is from the free part of the website. It's an image that I use quite often. I think I put in woman or nun into the search on the free part. Stuck it in with some washi tape. Some more of that Sage Meadow print. It's a photograph that I've put some graphics fairy paper on and a piece of fern. That's attached to some old silk that I've stitched in place. More of those hydrangea leaves pressed between tissue paper. Bit of an old postcard there and a leaf print on the back of it, and that's stuck on with a bit of scrim. This is another print from the Ancient Ancestors, or maybe Antique Portraits. No, I think that one's Instant Ancestors. Again, painted on, waxed, stitched. There's bits of washi tape, stamps, all sorts of different bits added on to that. Some more of that antique India print and washi tape. That's a botanical print that I made using some leaves, and then I've put some seed heads onto there, attached them and waxed over them. Some more original ledger paper there. It's a piece of linen that I'd soaked in plaster, let it dry, put some wax on, and then stitched this antique lace onto it. Another Instant Ancestor photograph there with some dried flowers, and then some more of these from the pressed fern bundle printed on tissue. This was from the Bird's Nest ephemera bundle. So I printed it on tissue, put it over some original text so that the text shows through, and then found this nice little prayer book quote, "He shall defend thee under his wings, and thou shalt be safe under his feathers." It just seemed to work really well with the bird image. More original ledger paper. Some of the delicate end paper, a bit of rice paper. Another print from the Sage Meadow bundle. That's an original postcard that I got, this lady gathering flowers. Page from the Birds and Nest ephemera bundle. I really like that one. It always looks so nicely aged. And I've stuck antique silk on to sort of hinge that postcard in place. That's the other side of that linen and wax piece. Bit of antique lace and a laundry button stitched on there. This is a print that I did, again, using my jelly plate and some jasmine leaves. They always work out really nicely. So that's just on an old piece of postcard, again stitched on with some scrim. Another leaf print there. That's an original cigarette card, or a tea card, cigarette card. This one I just searched the word leaves on the website and got this lovely print of holly, which I then sort of sandpapered just to age it a little bit. Stuck it in with some of that lovely washi tape. And an original photo, piece of a postcard that I've stitched together. That just sort of folds out there. And another of these identification images. This one was from the Forest Stroll bundle. Again, waxed and aged. More of the same papers with some silk and stitched on top. Another original photo in there, and the tea card, cigarette card rather. This piece, oh gosh, I actually can't remember which bundle that came from. I think it was Forest Stroll, but I'm not sure. It's one of the ones again that I've listed in the blog. Another original postcard there, stuck on with a silk hinge. Ledger paper, bits sort of stitched in with cross stitch. Another leaf print at the top there and some original script. This was from the Bird's Nest bundle, which I printed onto tissue and then stuck that onto antique silk, so it's got a really nice texture. And then on the back I stitched another bit of silk and attached this little photograph with some of the antique India print and an original old stamp. And another of those lovely fern prints, that's from the Forest Stroll bundle. Gorgeous colours. And the back page just with a feather stuck in. And again, the original ephemera there and the forest print. So I hope you enjoyed looking through that bundle. I really like making these nature themed bundles because the colours are always sort of so natural and fresh. Thanks very much for watching.